All right guys, we're going to do a fender eliminator today on my Cfmoto 450Ss. And this fender eliminator I picked up from AliExpress. There is a link in the description of this video if you want to pick one up for yourself. So today I'm going to be doing the fender eliminator, which is here, and I also purchased separate LED tail lights. So these did not come together. They're two different pieces, and there are two different links in the description of this video if you want to pick up the same exact set. So I've already went and put the fender eliminator together. It's pretty simple. There's just two pieces to it. They kind of screw in there, and then I put my LED lights on, mounted those. I'm not going to do a video on that. One thing I mentioned in a previous video is that I'm not the best teacher on things, so I do apologize, but this video really isn't about putting this together. You're just talking about a couple bolts. This video is more focused on removing this big long thing off the back and installing the new fender eliminator. And I always like putting shots of the bike in the videos because it is such a great looking bike. What do you call the thing I'm going to put on the back today? Do you call it a fender eliminator? Do you call it a tighty tail? I mean, I guess everybody likes a tail that's a little bit tight. I don't call that big old thing there a fender, but maybe that is. But we're going to remove that today, and I'm going to show you how we do it. So according to all the instructions that I've looked at, these are the tools that we're going to need. I have my Allen key there, which is going to be able to take off the seat. I have a 16mm wrench. I also have a 10mm wrench. And then over here, I have a 13mm socket. I do have an extension on there because they said I'll probably need it. Also supposed to need a Phillips head screwdriver. I got some zip ties. I got some thread lock. And hopefully that's all that I'm really going to need. Oh, I got some scissors over there too. The first step is to remove the rear seat. But what you want to do is put your key in here and release that. And then this just pops off. Then you need to remove your rider seat, which is pretty simple. You have to pull up on here and you expose the Allen bolt on either side. So I got my Allen wrench here that I'm going to remove the seat with. And after you have those loosened up, you just lift up on the seat to remove it. Now with the Allen key, there are 5 more bolts that we need to remove. There's 1 on each side, 1, 2. Coming around to the back, we got 1 there. We got 1 on the other side right there. And 1 on the top right here. So all 5 of those bolts need to be removed. Now we have to remove the 4 Phillips head screws on the top. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we have 2 more screws to remove, 1 and 2. Remember to save all of your screws and bolts because you are going to need them later. So I'm being told that all I have to do is lift up on this. There's probably some push pins here. Okay, there we go. Lift up on this. There we go. And slide it forward. Hey, pretty simple. So you lift up on the back and slide it forward to remove. Now you want to locate your wires that will be plugged into your assembly in the back, and that is located in this little plastic clip thing here. You want to remove this thing. This is not a zip tie. It just kind of moves out. So it frees them. It's an easy thing to do unless you have one hand on a camera, so I did have to use 2 hands. And basically, you're just taking this thing off, and it's very simple to get off. You don't want to cut it off. It is not a zip tie that you have to cut. You're going to put it back on. You want to push this back so you expose all of your wires right here, because you need to unplug them because they are going to plug into the new fender eliminator. And once you get that exposed, you want to remove all of these plugs. You want to leave the white one on, but you want to remove all of these plugs. These are your turn signal indicators and also your license plate light. You want to remove those because you're going to have to remove all of that to get the original fender off. They might be a little bit tight to get out, and if it's a hot day like it is right now and your hands are sweating like mine were, they're going to slide a little bit, but you just basically unplug all of those connectors to the original connectors in the bike, because again, your new fender eliminator, your new lights, maybe you can use your old lights too, you can do that, but you still need to get that fender eliminator off, so you need to unplug all of those so that they are free to come out and get loose. And then your new stuff is going to plug into the original sockets up there. 3 more bolts to take out to get the original fender off. 1, 2, and 3. After you get all the bolts out, you just pull the original fender down. All your wires should come out, and you are now free. Now you can use your original turn signals. You'd have to take those off of your original fender. I'm not going to do a video on that because I'm not going to reuse my original turn signals. I will be putting on a different style for my turn signal. But again, if you want to reuse your turn signals, you can do that. You have to remove them from the stock and remove the wiring. But pretty much for me, everything that you see here is trash. So I'm going to move on now to installing the new Fender Eliminator with LED lights. So there is a little hole right here, which is where all your wires are going to feed up back through. So you want to start with the new Fender Eliminator, rest it on your tire, and start feeding the wires up the hole. Don't put it in the hole where the bolts went, because you're going to have to screw the new Fender Eliminator in there. You're going to feed your new wires up through. So here's what the wires look like. This is going to be the wires for the LED license plate. And then here are my signal wires. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to mark which wires go on which side before you put them in. So I got it right on the first shot. I can't believe it. I plugged in all of my bullet connectors. Come around to the back, you can see I have my hazard lights on, and they are sequential. They're awesome, and I do have my license plate light on. You can kind of see that lit up right there, so everything's working. Left turn signal's working fine. Right turn signal's working fine. Now it's time to tighten everything back up, put the bike back together, and that is what my new Fender Eliminator will look like. It's adjustable, so I'll be moving this around, making sure that my lights are all even when I get it all back together. And it looks like we got a storm coming in, so I finished this up just in time. The only thing I'm going to do before the rain comes, I'm not going to have it on video, I am going to clean up these with a zip tie. Remember to get all of your connectors back in here and re-tie that up. Then reinstall your seat, put it back on the same way you took it off. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you get a Fender Eliminator for your bike, let me know which brand you bought. Again, there are links in the description of this video for the Fender Eliminator that I put on my Cfmoto 450Ss, also the LED lights. If you want to purchase them for your own bike, there are links down in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye. It looks like I got the Fender Eliminator installed just in time.